Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar and this is Little Big Workshop Pinstar Plays episode 4. So in our last episode we went ahead and converted over our plastics department to a brand new expanded and I'd like to say pretty darn awesome setup. We have graduated from dolls to toy food. So let's get that sorted out. Before we do, though, we got to get this billboard set up. Now, we are going to be hooking the billboard up to the to these two items here, but we are not going to be using any billboards for these 3 plastic injection molds or any of these 3 painting tables. And there's a very specific reason why, because I could certainly fit more billboards here if I really wanted more of them, but I don't. So allow me to start the episode off with a little aside explaining kind of the rationale and the how billboards work, how they should work, or at least how they should work in my opinion. I'm obviously not the dev. And why I might use them or not use them in a given circumstance. So, we're going to use toy food as the prime example. So, we'll get to you, Mr. IKEA, in a moment here. But right now, the day, which one's higher? 449, 482, 442. Okay, so now let's take a look here at our toy food production line here. And let's scale this up. I'm gonna do a line of around a 20 of these things. So let's put that in there so it scales everything up, because this is important to sort of analyzing everything here. So first step, we get delivered the plastic injection mold. This has nothing to do with the billboards here. So we'll just choose some stuff. Let's see, for the toy drink, it makes sense to make that the blue. I like that aqua colored pellet. For the burger, yeah, it makes sense for it to be yellow. You know, gotta get your bun on. And then for the fries, I guess we'll rep from McDonald's a little bit, get the red fry case, because then they'll just paint the French fry parts of it a different color. Now then, first things first. So our first process step here is the injection molds themselves. These, even if billboards worked the way I think they should, I would not use billboards on these. Why? Because of dyes. Every time we change what product is produced in one of these things, a worker has to change the dye. They basically have to change the mold inside of it, and that takes a long time. Now, I don't begrudge one of those dye changes in between different sets. I mean, obviously, we're going to have to change dyes to go from dolls to toy food. That's a necessary evil. That's fine by me. What you want to avoid is having dyes change midstream. If you were to set up a billboard and distribute it to these, you're going to get different types of toy food in each of these, and you're going to be within the same thing changing the dye multiple times, and that's going to add a significant amount of time to your whole process that's not going to be accounted for here. So no dye changes. One press gets to press out exactly one thing. 3 different types of things needed, we have 3 presses for a reason. Now then, the painting stations. Now, the painting stations do not suffer the same problem that the dyes do. You know, a single painting station could, at one point, paint a drink, and then in the next process, be delivered a burger and paint it just fine with no extra setup time needed to switch from drinks to burgers. So in that way, you could use a billboard to change around all 3 of these. Here's the problem. If you set that up that way and say don't batch it, what's going to happen is you're going to get all 3 things flooded with, say, 20 jobs to paint drinks at once. And they'll be evenly split between the three paint things here, but it'll be drink, 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 drink. And then when all the drinks are done, then it'll move on to burgers, and then it'll move on to fries, or some order like that. Meanwhile, our assembly table is going to be sitting idle because until all 20 drinks, all 20 burgers, and the first fry is painted, nothing's going to get assembled, and that's just wasted time. By making sure each type of food goes to each type of goes to its own dedicated thing, that means as soon as a fry is ready, a fry can get painted. As soon as a burger is ready, a burger can get painted. They're not waiting for each other here. The only time they ever have to wait for each other is for the final assembly. And this is why I'm doing 2. So you'll notice here the total times here: 4 hours to press out the base plastic, 6 hours to paint, but it's 7 hours to actually do the assembly. Now, by having 2 things, we essentially cut this time in half. Now, you might be saying, well, that's only 1 hour more than the 6 is, Pinstar. Why are you bothering with a whole other machine? Why don't you just soak up and just call the whole process a 7-hour-long process? Normally, I would. The problem is that there's a lot of unaccounted for walking time in our process here. It takes a lot of times. A person has to go get a drink, go get a burger, go get a fries, and then take the time to actually assemble them. So the assembly step is actually significantly longer than it is on paper, which is why I would probably estimate it to be closer to maybe, 12, 10, 12, somewhere in the 10 to 12 range, just from all the walking. And in that regard, we're going to want to double it up to prevent this from being a bottleneck at the end of the process. So that's kind of my rhyme and reason. That's why this is getting hooked up to a thing. The other thing is, by batching it chunks them up into batches of 5, which mitigates this whole 20-20-20 problem here in the middle with the painting. But it still does 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and then 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. It makes it unbalanced. It's never going to be as efficient as it would be if you do 1-to-1, 1-to-1, 1-to-1. But by the time it reaches here, there's only one type of assembly job. It's assemble the food. So having those divvied up to 2 different billboards will be fine by me. Especially since it always divvies it up in blocks of 5. Anyway, batch or no batch, it'll kick 5 to 1, 5 or 10 to 1, 10 to the other, and will be. Actually, what it'll do is it'll kick 5 to 1, 5 to the other, and hold on to 10. What it really should be doing, and this is getting into how I feel billboards should work, is the billboards should divvy out one job to one assembler, one job to another, and hold on to 18. And whenever one of those assembly tables finishes their one job, it gets one more job. That way, it's always handing jobs out in singletons, and whatever machine is being used more often is just churning through the jobs. That way, you never have a backlog of jobs on a lopsided set of machines, which is my current problem with billboards and why I use them sparingly. Okay, enough yapping. Let's get all these sorted out. Each gets their own paint station, as previously mentioned, and we already mentioned we're hooking this up to that. We have 20 of them. We don't have any money to do this, so I can't actually hit the button. That's okay. We'll have money as soon as these Karen dolls get liquidated. Yeah, go have fun on the market, girls. Don't complain too loudly. I better not get any returns. I know I'm going to be getting them. Not because the customers were unhappy, but because the dolls demanded to be returned themselves. They're going to complain about their about the people who purchased them. Right then, so the square tables are coming along nicely. Were until someone just flung some metal shrapnel around in there. I'm really glad OSHA doesn't exist in this world, and this would be a much darkly rated game if it needed to exist in this road, because dang, there's a lot of room for industrial accidents for how often these people drop things and send them flying. There we go. Right then. Yeah, I know we're a little bit in the hole here, but we'll be climbing out of that in no time. All right, everybody, go on, get off with you. There's our money. All right, now let's hit the button. Toy food plan product, same plan as before. 20. Good. Yes. Excellent. Start it. Now, one other thing that we may want to do, because this room's a little on the iffy side here, is we may want to put our Big McLarge plant here and maybe a flower box back behind here, I realized. So here's, see those little gears? Now everyone's changing the dies. And, again, we knew this was gonna hit. But now we know this is the only time we have to do it, because now this one will only make drinks, this one will make only burgers, this one will make fries, and they never have any reason to change the dies again, unless, food tanks and we have to choose, change to something completely different. Now then, let's flesh out, because with all these more stations, we need more workers. Plus, all these stations are demanding workers, and I never actually got around to hiring people. So we have way more break room capacity than we actually have people. So let's hire some people, and I think we have some more name in-game patrons to call upon. No momento. All right, let's get to naming here. So we need Espen. Ian Michael. Mimic. Aurelius. And last but absolutely not least, Thibaut. And that does it for my current Name and Game patrons. If you guys want to become a Name and Game patron, by all means take a look at my Patreon page for more details. Right then, so, and we're going to continue hiring people for gameplay reasons. I just happen to need about 15 people to fully work our stuff here. All right, so we got our goodies coming in. We've got our stuff churning and burning here. And so yeah, we're already starting to assemble some stuff. So that is good on our front here. These are actually, I think we're probably pretty close to being, yeah, just a few more raw wood planks. For some reason, wood always takes longer, even though on the table side of things, it really shouldn't. It should be about even keel. So I might do that. Also, I realized I planned one too many than we can hold here as far as the tables go. So yeah, we just need a little extra run over space, and I'll do a slightly shorter run for future tables. But we might not necessarily start up a new table because we've got a challenge waiting here for us, and one of the things to pass on to the next level here, not the next factory level, but the next milestone level where we can start unlocking new tiers of techs, is to get one of our contacts to level 3, and we get them higher level by completing stuff. So I want to complete this this design for Mr. IKEA here. Right then, so a simple chair, 4 components, but ultimately what becomes of these is a thing to note. And again, keep in mind the requirements. This one has a pretty darn high style requirement, and there's a new comfort metric with this one that certain parts add to. So we'll want to keep that in mind. But being that the style is so high and the durability is so low, I have a feeling that metal is not going to be part of the equation. I mean, it can be. It's just might not be the most optimal here. Because while metal, as you can see, has much larger durability ratings, it's much lower when it comes to style. So I think we're going to go with the wood. Now here, we got to get into some stuff that we don't have. We either need a sort of a jigsaw cut or a wood press, and we don't have the capability of doing either. So we are going to need to spring for some form of machinery here. But takes money to make money and all that. Now looking up here, this one has the highest style rating, so I think we're going to go with chairback A. Now we can see here it requires not only the jigsaw cut, but then we also need a straight cut to get to the jigsaw cut. Now up here for the cushion, we got a couple of different styles, but only this top one satisfies the comfort need with a 4 comfort 1 style here. Now that's also going to require us getting into a sewing station, since we don't have that. But those are cheap enough, and they're fully efficient. They are 100% efficient without needing to invest any tech in them. And then up here for more legs, again, we could go fancy metal, but why? Why not just stick with the wood? That makes everything real simple. So all we really need to do is buy a machine that can do a jigsaw cut, and buy this, and then obviously send them all to the assembler here. So I think what we're going to do is let's choose materials to make sure we arrive at the correct thing here. Yeah, I think that one needs the higher grade of wood. For the fabric, I don't know what's a good chair color. White? Maybe. What are the other legs? I want to make sure that no. That should be a lighter color. That should be the darker color. That's better, actually. Yeah, kind of I want to say Art Deco, but I'm probably using the wrong term for that. But it looks like a distinct style, a chair. I could see that being put to use. But we got to go buy a few more machines, and for that we need money. We don't have the money. So as long as we start this quest before the market rolls itself over, we'll be good. So we just got to move some inventory. So all right, you know what? Maybe it is wise to start up another thing of tables here. Let's plan products. I want to keep that stuff moving, but let's drop you down to 13, because that will be able to fit in all the space that we have for it. Without having to spill over to another place. Yeah, execute. Yeah, because once we get the table in and the toy food in, then we'll have enough liquid cash to start making our other goodies and start our quest. Now, one other type of worker that I have not yet hired, and I very well may, I might actually hire them now, is a hauler. A hauler doesn't actually do anything with any of the machines. All they do is go back and forth and move things in and out, but they do so a lot faster. So what I think I might do, and they're also cheaper, so I'm going to hire one hauler. You can tell who they are by the green hats here. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do one assigned worker. We're going to tell it, you know what? We only want one worker helping out. And hopefully it's our hauler is the one who's helping out. Because as you can see, they move a lot faster than our regular techs. So they would be able to contribute to helping this out more so than your average worker, and our average worker can stick to working the machines, which is what I want them to do ultimately. Now, whether or not we need to hire another person here, another hauler to help unload the trucks, so that the drivers don't constantly get pissy, that may need to be seen. But for the time being, I think we'll try out the one and then scale up from there, depending on how, if we get FedExed, we'll hire another hauler. I don't want to glut our workforce with too many haulers, because when there's no drivers to be had, they're generally kind of idle. Yeah, because they have nothing to do. All of our stuff, the other thing you can do with haulers is if you have rooms going from one room to another, like if you have a production line spanning 2 rooms, they can ferry the goods from one to the other back and forth. But we don't have that, and I try to avoid that because it's a lot more efficient to ferry stuff back and forth within a single room. Like by magnitudes more efficient. So that's kind of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing here. All right, that is done. Square table, sell. Get them out of here. And yeah, we're working on our next square table. That is fine. That should bring in enough money for, because we just need 2 things. You know what? I'm going to move, well, I don't want to move any of the basic stuff out of the way until they're done, until they're churning through enough stuff on here. All right, we got people moving tables out. Why aren't you? Okay, you know what? I might not do the whole thing, because if our dedicated hauler doesn't know to take the let's go and help the truck out job, then there's no reason to have them. Honestly. Like seriously, there's 0 reason to have them. So sorry, Lily. Get out of here. You're not working out. I'd rather have Swiss Army knives. Oh, okay. You can just rock it out of there. That works. That works too. So yeah, looking at our milestones, reputation of at least rank 3 with 1 client. I think we're rank 2 with the crazy guy. Crazy Steve. Yeah, we're rank 2 with him. But he hasn't offered us anything. We are rank 1 with Swekia, but if we do well with these chairs, he might go level 2, and then it's whoever offers me more stuff that we can get them to level 3. All right, you know what? Then we'll increase the workers to 3. Might as well help you out because we don't want the trucker to be upset with us. We do want to unload it appreciably, but I really wish there was a way to say, like, yes, assign 1 hauler to the truck and make them do nothing but haul to and from the truck. Because that would be a lot more efficient, all said and done. Not gonna lie. Alright. Our toy food is a lot further along than it appears to be, but again, I think it's, even with these 2 stations, these are a little bit of a bottleneck here. Which is why I went and sprung for the 2 stations to begin with. What is this? Yeah, I know, they're stressed out. We gotta still load a few more tables in here. Yeah, they they left before they were done picking stuff up. I mean, we can resume putting stuff in there. I hope that table didn't bug out by being in there or just get smushed. I seriously hope it did not bug out by being down there. That would be most unfortunate. Yeah, game. Lovely. Now, this is what I get for annoying the person. All right, well, let's deliver you and get another 20 in here. Although they're just going to be sitting there for a bit, at least until this person finishes stressing out. Hopefully let me just see if I have an autosave. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so the truck bugged because the table was stuck like in the ether there. So I had to reload from an autosave and just replayed everything back up, and this time we didn't cheap out on helping the trucker out, and we got our table sold. So we're good. We're good. We're right where we left off. We're good. We're good. We started up a new thing of tables. We're good. We're flinging French fries through the wall. We're all good. Also, we can get rid of this temporary space because I've now only planned it for 13 tables, which should fit in this space exactly. Right then. So now that's got us 8,000. What I'm gonna do is once some of these areas, because what I want to do is I want to borrow this room. I want to move some stuff around and utilize it for the chairs because it's got largely the same stuff that we need for this. We just need to scooch some things out to make room for a couple of the new machines. And you can fling that table all the way out there. Lovely. Well, good thing we're not about to deliver them. But somebody has to take the long walk to fetch that dang thing. Hopefully, maybe it'll just sit out there and the trucker will grab that. Nope, there goes somebody to pick it up proper. We got to do something about those slips and falls. We can do something about those slip and falls, honestly. I mean, they're more a nuisance than any kind of danger to our bottom line, but a nuisance is a nuisance. The other thing we could do is the expert hustler. This will give us more scratch from our client contracts, but it'll also open up befriend the mayor, which reduces our rent and lot purchase cost. I'm actually looking more at the rent reduction, because apparently your rent is an ongoing expense calculated by the square footage of your factory. So as we grow larger, it just costs us more and more. And in fact, this empty room is costing us, is putting a financial burden on us. We'll put it to use soon enough. But I think we're going to go down that route. So we might as well do expert hustler, because we are about to do a client contract, so we might as well get a little bit more money for it. We're almost done with our toy food, so let's plan out more of that just to keep the market flowing here. Another 20 works for me. And by the time that's being delivered, then we'll have the last of the food assembled here. And yeah, see, look at this. Last 2 jobs here, but they're still evenly distributed. This is what we want to see. So even to the very end, the assembly stations are both being used. That's ideal. Thumbs up. That's the billboard doing what it's supposed to. If only it would do that in all other cases. And also, once we sell this food right here, we'll have more than enough money to get what we need. Is there anything? All right, so this forge can be moved at this point. We don't need it for our table at the moment. We can scooch it out. I'm not selling it because well, first off, we want to return to making tables. Look at that, almost $10,000 for those, and almost a level too. That's obnoxiously close, but we'll get that soon enough. These tables are 66% done. Now the other thing we want to move here is this glue station. Everything else has stuff on it, and I don't want to move it until it's done, because we got to make room for the sewing station. We can squeeze the stick saw. This stick saw station does only jigsaw cuts, which is what we're lacking at the moment. But it's cheap and compact. And since this is just for a special order, cheap and compact works for me. Fits right there without any muss or fuss. I mean, we can order it now, and then just order the sewing station later on once things get delivered here, because it's not like we're waiting on stuff. And I think we might need a little bit more money for the weaving station. I think that one's one of the cheaper ones too. Yeah, actually, we could afford that too. We just need the space for it once one of these things finishes its queue. Like this metal lathe, we can move the metal lathe once it sheds its thing here. Actually, this thing's kind of lopsided. Why are you so lopsided? We're gonna split you off. See, this thing is supposed to be a little bit more even in its... Oh, don't put the food here. What are you doing? Why are you putting food here? Now we can't fit the tables, you frickin'. Alright, maybe we need to go a slightly smaller thing for spillover. Is there... You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a zone right here. we're going to call you finished goods, and then spill over, because it looks like the shelf just filled up, but we were a little late in getting it off there. Alright, you still have boards to cut. You still have things to cut. Oh, that makes sense, because these things are getting divvied out in legs of 4, because 4 table legs, of course. Alright, so maybe I shouldn't have moved... Well, actually, no, I should have moved that off. Once this thing's done, then we'll move it out of the way and get the weaving station in. That's going to screw up the table storage with these little hamburgers taking up room. I might need to parcel these tables. Alright, well there's our level up. And now we could take the mayor's thing to get our rent costs down. At least they're finding some room. But I have a feeling it's going to start yelling at me soon enough. Yeah, see, they can fit 2 of these finished goods here, and then the rest will go on that shelf. That's what we want. See, even that little tiny space that's too small for a factory decoration. Oh boy. Alright, she's good. We're good. So that sells that off. Alright, we can move you. And yeah, I know, no room for tables. Because somebody couldn't put the food in the right place. This table would move over and there'd be space for 1 more. I do wish you could cordon off spaces here and determine what's in them. Okay, let's get ourselves that sewing station. No? Too big? Problematic. This can be moved as well. We can always move those things back. It's not like we're going to be using them for anything right this second. Okay, sewing station. There we go. Ordered. I shouldn't have ordered that, because now everyone's going to tiptoe through the blueprint. And we'll deliver those last 3. But we're not going to start up more tables because we're going to borrow this production line. Which reminds me, let's go to our challenges and actually plan it out. So what we're going to do here, we've actually got our stuff out. So we're going to do straight cut. We're going to do the chair back. We're going to do that. And we're going to do straight cut. Now let's look at our tack time here. 1 hour, essentially, and 1 hour, all combined is, we can feed all 3 of these straight cut jobs to the straight cut machine, which is fine. And then we got a 3-hour job for sewing, but there's no other way to really swing that. And then we got a 4-hour job for the jigsaw, so I'm glad we have its own thing. Now here's the problem, this 7-hour assembly job. We don't really have room to split out a second one, and I don't want to do too much surgery to our table setup, so I have an alternative, especially since this is just a one-off project. Let's choose our materials. Oh yeah, we're going to do, that's the legs, we're going to do white. That's the chair back, and then that's the legs as well. Excellent. We'll batch these. Although I don't think we need to batch them. Hopefully they know to prioritize these ones. They should. And we'll set that, we'll link it up first just to make sure it knows to prioritize that. And then you get prioritized there, and you go to the jigsaw machine, and then you go here. Execute. So here's my secret sauce here. We're going to repair this, and we're going to set you into overdrive mode. which causes it to work 50% faster, but at double the strain. Basically, it breaks all that faster. So all the more reason to repair it. We'll also repair you. Actually, we might as well repair these machines while they're not being used. Actually, let's do it. Yeah, we need a round of repairs for everything here. Just to get everything in working order here. Alright, folks. So in our next episode, we are going to get those chairs built and then look at once we get that, we're going to look at what we want for our first medium product. Because there's some stuff there that we gotta. One of the requirements is getting 50 medium products made. So we gotta get in on that. We gotta do it. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback is always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya.